pointed out that in times of economic shock, we should be careful that additional financial support is targeted and temporary. And in this case, my household simply won't need as much help with the cost of living as some other households. Very clear in my mind is the mother potentially living in South Auckland who has no choice but to use her car each day to get to her cleaning shift at the airport. There is not a bus available for her at that time, and who is facing acute income pressure. We need to make sure that we have in mind those New Zealanders who face the most acute cost of living pressures, rather than having blanket responses which tie up a lot of others along the way.
What type of options would you take those type of people?
I have not taken advice to Cabinet on that yet, nor considered specific options.
What an absolute and complete load of bollocks. I'm just going to say it. That was the worst fake display of empathy I've ever seen in my life. And first of all, you're saying, oh no, we're not going to cut the fuel tax because that would be a blanket relief to everyone, and we can't do that. We have to be targeted. And then when she gets asked the question, oh, okay, so how are you going to be targeted? How are you going to help this poor brown mother from South Auckland that you're so worried about? And then she's got no bloody answer. No, oh no, we haven't taken advice on that. Oh no, we haven't got any solutions for that. So basically, you're just going to leave everybody to hang out to dry. That's your solution. So you give $200 million in subsidies to the oil and gas industry when they ask you for it. But when everyday people are struggling to fill up the car to get to bloody work, your solution is, oh no, we have to make sure that people like my family who are wealthy and sorted don't take advantage of those things. But we don't know how we're going to get help to the poor people. I'm surprised she didn't say, oh, maybe you should just be patient like she did last time. And bringing up the COVID report as an excuse for your extremely pitiful mismanagement of this current fuel crisis, like that's just scraping the barrel. I think you and Luxon are the best campaign tools that any of us could actually have for this next election, because you're so far out of touch that you don't even realise the stuff that you're saying is out the gate. Like, it is so ridiculous how offensive both of you are, sitting in your privilege and looking down on the rest of the country who are struggling because you're too useless